And we are live. Hello everyone. It is day 30 and 31 of 100 days actually. 100 days of what? 100 days of code. And this is the code call. And we have our usual guest, Leon Anderson with us. Leon, how's it going?
It's going okay. Today was not really a good day, but um, yeah, I while laying in bed and sitting on the toilet with stomach pain and cramps, um, I try to use that time with, with reading an article about promises, and yeah. But yesterday I had a little bit more time as well, and I felt like I'm understanding a bit more um, about promises basically. I rewatched um, some of the course videos on promises, and yeah, the whole concept of async programming and single-threadedness and what the browser does and what JavaScript does, and kind of repeating that with what I learned now. And um, there's I'm starting to understand a little bit more. And to me, it's really like I'm not sure if I really need to understand all of that, but I feel like I'm missing important parts when I don't truly understand it, and that's a natural desire of mine to always understand um, what's really going on, and I can't really be satisfied with like understanding something halfway and then just using it and not caring to go deeper. And um, so yeah, I mean, sometimes that's maybe a um, good thing as well, to be able to just stay on the surface with some stuff. But and I mean, of course, I didn't go much deeper than I didn't go deeper than in the course suggested on CSS and HTML, but I felt like I understood enough. I understood, yeah, and now with promises and async programming or async JavaScript, it feels like this is very important and very foundational, that that I really need to understand that before being able to move on. I remember times in high school in math class, um, where I felt the same, and where afterwards I was really happy when I finally understood the things, and then everything else became much easier. Um, and yeah, there are some things that when teachers explain them as, well, that's just a given and we just do it like this, then I'm like, wait a second, where did that come from? I need to understand deeper levels. And I feel like in the promises section, I mean, Cole said, now that I rewatched parts of it, he said that I don't have to master it, don't have to master promises, but um, I don't know, all the being also confronted with the by Eric Elliott and all that stuff, it felt to me like it's probably important to go deeper. I don't know how deep should one go into promises in my stage.
So I would let the flow guide you. So the most important thing is to keep programming fun. and to keep it interesting for you. And when you feel your curiosity naturally driving you to go deeper on these things, then by all means, definitely do it. At the same time, if you feel like, oh, I'm kind of stuck, I'm not really getting this, and there's this kind of, I would say, like motivation out of more like desperation, I need to fulfill this, then I think that you can allow yourself to just move on, because sometimes when you have more context, it's a lot easier to understand it. Like sometimes you might lack the necessary context right now to understand it on the deepest level, and only if you've used it a little bit without really understanding it, can you then, in retrospect, go back, read more on it, and then be like, okay, now I get it. And this epiphany can be sometimes harder when you haven't used it without knowing it, right? When you haven't gone through the phase where you just do it, it just works, TM, right? It's kind of like this meme that lots of people post where you have like the graph with the dimwit on the left-hand side, then the midwit in the middle, and then like the enlightened master on the right-hand side. And sometimes, you have to be the dimwit a little bit, and then you can skip the middle. But sometimes when you try to push to the other side of the graph, you get stuck in the weeds. You get stuck in that middle phase. But that's why I prefix all of this with, as long as it's fun, like as long as we have fun, we learn very efficiently and we learn very well. So I would just let the fun and your flow guide you. And again, if you feel frustrated, that can be a sign to you that it's okay for you to just move on right now without understanding it deeply, because for sure we will come back, and you can always rely on our collaboration here and also on me and the people from 10x Dev as your mentor to bring the stuff up if you ever come across it again and don't understand it. So you can just, basically let go of the need that you need to tell it if it suits you. Which is why, again, if you have the flow, follow your flow. If you feel frustrated and feel stuck, then just move on, and we'll for sure go through it later.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel interest to learn, to understand that. I do feel a huge fire of curiosity. But I mean, in the past 2 days, I mean, past few 1.5 weeks,
your sound just dropped. I don't know if you're still there. Let me see. We have some technical difficulties apparently. Okay, I think we lost Liam for now. So let me just tell you something about the problem that Leon is facing right now, or might be facing right now, which is, right, sometimes your real life just gets in the way. Sometimes you learn how to code, but the real life can, and I think we have him back. So let's bring him back on stage in 3, 2, and 1. We are back.
hello.
Got you back.
Even this is not working today.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this right now, like, because I think that's also a lesson that we can take away. Hey, what's up? Have a great stream. Thank you, Bush. We see you. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. And shout out to you. Anyway, so we want to talk about, right, when you're on your coding journey and sometimes you just have a bad day, but there's this principle of habit building, which books like Atomic Habits talk about, which is no 0 days, right? Even on your worst day, just try to get a minute, 10 minutes, in coding, just to keep the habit alive. Because the thing that is killing habits is to allow yourself, oh no, right, today I really cannot do it for some reason. And that makes it okay to not do it. And that gets you into the negative spiral of, making more and more exceptions okay. Yeah, and I love that you still, even if you have a bad day, even if you have some health problems, that you still just do a little bit as much as you can. And that's also something that everyone who's watching this can take away if you're also on your 100 days of code journey or any coding journey. Just make sure that you read a little bit of code every day. Maybe write a little bit of code every day. Watch a YouTube video in the morning while brushing your teeth. If you just for some reason don't have the energy or the time on that day to dedicate like a full hour or 2 hours or 3 hours or more to your coding journey. Anyways, Leon, I think you were in the middle of talking, so let's get back to your point.
Yes, I said that I do definitely feel curiosity, a lot of curiosity to understand process, yeah, as long as you don't say that I'm wasting too much time on that, I will definitely keep on diving deeper.
Yeah, follow the fun.
Yes, I mean, it's I'm curious and frustrated at the same time, but there's
Well,
the
a little
curiosity.
bit of frustration is a deal for the course, right? And I think you're well, like self-reflected enough to know when you're like, oh no, right now it's more a chore than fun, and then you switch. But a little bit, like without any frustration, it wouldn't even be challenging. Right? We want that little bit challenge, and a little bit of, oh, okay, how do you figure this out?
Yes, I would say it's not the perfect challenge to skill ratio, but it's still doable. And yeah, the homework that we looked at yesterday was like I didn't really understand what I still don't understand much of what I should have done instead, because it's like console.log. I mean, what I thought you maybe have meant is that in the console.log, after value is, maybe I should have. Oh no, I don't. Okay. I thought maybe I should put func and then value inside as well, but I don't know if one can even log a function with a value inside.
So let me explain to you maybe the first mistake, and then you can think about if you find a way to solve this. So right now, the error that is happening is func like takes in here value, right? But value is nowhere defined. Value right now is just something that doesn't exist, because in this line, we only define value inside of the scope. And what you're saying here is basically, hey, I'm putting here, this value is a parameter, but here you're saying, hey, value is an argument to the function, but there is no variable value defined. So this is the first thing that is blowing up right here.
Yes, I was confused about that as well, because I was not sure if I because Excel was it should put in a value. So I was like, okay, I don't know, like what, like any value, I don't know. It's so I didn't know in what context I should write this in.
So how would you solve this? How would you fix line 30?
Maybe I would define value before with const value equals whatever. I don't know. It could be anything.
Good. And we have the same problem with time.
Let time be 1000, or let time. I mean, not be first.
That is good. And now we have the problem of the user confusion, which is shadowing, right? So in the function definition, we call it value and time. And now we have variables, value and time. And especially if you're new to JavaScript, this can be super confusing. So I would propose to change these names right here to make it more clear.
Because the lower ones are arguments and the upper ones are parameters, or
Pretty much, yeah, because this value right here can be something completely else than this value, right? If we were to put in, for example, here, let's just inline it and say hello world, then inside of here, value is now hello world and not this one here. And the same name makes it super confusing.
okay, so just in case I want to use function with different kinds of inputs.
But you can already, the shadowing, the code is already working, but the shadowing just makes it confusing for you as a programmer.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I thought because Cold used the .then always after the same function with the same kind of, oh no, he used, I don't know, but he always used the .then function directly after the one before, and I think the, no,
We'll get into the .then too. There's also an error in the .then, which is also due to the same confusion, by the way. It's again shadowing. So I would just get into the habit and change parameters arguments as much as you can. Because it's also like I still get confused when I review code of senior developers, right? And not even sometimes my own code when I forget about shadowing, just because it's so confusing sometimes. So let's start with like how would you fix the shadowing? How would you make it better understandable?
Value 2, time 2, I don't know. I mean, written out. Or can you use numbers in?
Yeah, you can, but yeah, let's write it out. This is by the way pair programming, and you are right now the operator and I'm the driver. So the operator is kind of the one who thinks, and the driver is the one who types.
Awesome.
Sweet. So then now let's look at line 34 to 36, right? The problem here that we have right now is that value is now not defined at all, right? Because we no longer have it outside of the scope of the .then, because now it's called value2, right? And in between the lines 34 and 36, there's also nothing defined that is called value. So how could you fix that?
Yeah, I mean, I could just put in value 2 as well.
Well, but now let's assume that function, like right now we know that function returns exactly the value that we put in, right? But what if the function would modify the value somehow? Maybe it would multiply it by 2, or maybe it would append like a new string or something, and we want to get the result from the function.
Okay, then value 3.
Where would you put value 3?
Inside of the brackets after then.
That's 100% correct, yes. Value 3, and then you put value 3, bracket spell 3, like this. Come on, in. That's cool. So now we fix this part. And now let's look at the try catch. So with the try catch, you're also kind of close. So first of all, yes, you have to define a new function so that you can use it. But the thing is, we need to use the try catch inside of the function. Okay. So how would you fix this one?
Did I make a mistake defining the function? Because
no, the function definition is fine. So line 41 and line 43 kind of are fine. But the problem is that the try catch is currently outside of the function.
Yeah. It's basically just the line 43 into line 49.
That is correct, right? And now the next thing we need to do is we have an async function here, right? But we're inside of random func. We're not even using this prompt right here. So we somehow need to obviously use it so we can use it together with try catch, because right now we're just logging out stuff, but we need to use the function inside so that we can try to execute it and then catch if something goes wrong.
Okay. So yeah, could I put? Yeah, I could just put func inside of try, or inside of random func. Wait.
Yeah. And what else would you need to do?
Yeah, in the brackets of random func.
Or so you would put it here.
Yeah.
What would that do?
Pardon?
What would that do?
uh,
Maybe we lost you. No, you're still there.
yeah, I'm still there. What would that do? I don't know. It would. Don't I have to put an argument inside of the func?
No, functions don't need to have arguments.
Okay. Well, then it doesn't need to be done.
That's correct. And only as an explanation for you, if we write func there, now this func parameter becomes basically takes overhand for the scope of this function. So let's just look at it. So we write func here, right? And then execute func here, maybe with like, I don't know, hello, and I don't know, like 50 or something, right? But we can now say random func with head. And we define head as function head equals to a and b, and then we return a plus b, right? So now, and so just say console to this, and then we console the result. And if we now refresh here, go into the console, now we get hello 50, right? Because inside of this function though, func is whatever we put in. And that's again the shadowing thing, right? We're shadowing this name func with this thing. So for someone who's not trained in JavaScript, they probably might think, hey, maybe this func is this one, but it's not, because the parameter takes overhand. So in this scope, for this scope, func is whatever we put in.
So if we don't put func in there, then func is again the func above.
Well, now there's one thing missing, right? We're using async, so what else do we need to use?
Await.
And where?
Yeah, in front of func. What's that?
Exactly. And now, as you can see, we see that we actually comment this one out, so it's not messing with us. But now, if you refresh here, you can see it says result hello, which is exactly what we expect, right? Because we're putting in hello. Now the func from outside is the only func that random func has access to. And even though we put an add, right, because it doesn't do anything with any arguments, it uses the func from outside.
Why is it not using 50? 50 is the time. Got it.
Yes. We can put maybe 5 seconds or more obvious. So let's go with 5 seconds. Nothing. Boom, there it is.
Awesome.
I hope this cleared things up for you. One more curveball for you. How can we I want to see the catch. I want to see the error case. How would you figure that? How would I what? So I want to see that this code is doing something. How can we get, instead of this console log, how can we make it so the catch gets triggered and we get in here?
Shall we trigger it artificially, or?
I want to trigger it using func. So what would we need to give func as arguments in here so that we get here? And for those of you watching, you can also try and answer that question if you're paying attention. Leon, go ahead.
Can we make func return an error?
Well, you did your function, right? You've already written it. So think about what would need to happen here. So we go into the catch.
Then we do func of false.
Yes, exactly. Oh, let's see, 5 seconds. No error. Yes, exactly what we expect, because we're actually rejecting with no error. Yes, now you've done everything with promises. Now you've done .then, you've done .catch, you've solved with a little help how to use try catch. And I think we also handle shadowing again, and no worries, we're gonna handle it as many times as you need to see it. Shadowing is really something that in the beginning so many people struggle with, me included. Yeah, I hope this helped you understand promises better.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, that's way better if I can ask clarification questions about the exercises, because this way because I'm a bit lost about sometimes what is meant by what and in what context especially.
Yes, I mean, to be fair with you, some of the exercises that I'm giving you are for people that are taking our advanced mentorship program, and I'm just throwing them at you. But so far, you didn't really notice. So far, you just made them.
I mean, with a lot of help. So.
Well, this one was a lot of help, but the others you just delivered.
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much. That's awesome. I mean, sometimes coming home from work and then looking at it, it's like, what is what? There's like, I remember the different elements, but like putting everything together is like, okay, I learned a bunch of stuff last week, but I can't put it in order and can make form a context out of it. But yeah, I have to go very, very soon. Can we do a very quick outro?
Sure, I'm gonna just let you go. Let's just do our outro, and I'm gonna give some more little points here at the end, some extra bits of value. But Leon has to bounce, so this has been the Code Call with
Leon Anderson and my awesome mentor, Aleph Miller.
From 10x Dev. Oh yeah, I fucked up the actual, sorry. See you, but I want to keep talking a little bit anyways. See you. Okay, maybe he stays in the call. We'll see what happens. But yeah, the thing that I wanted to add is, because of what Leon just described, it's so important to avoid those 0 days, right? Because sometimes if you don't have too much time every day and you get back into coding, you have the same exact experience, the same exact experience that Leon just had, right? Where he says, oh, I don't even know what the words mean anymore. And that gets compoundingly worse if you skip days. But if you just confront your brain, your subconscious mind, and the language model in your brain with code every day, you minimize the chances, right? And your brain is confronted with code every day that makes it so much more likely that you understand it. It's like if you've ever been maybe in a vacation, on vacation in a country that doesn't speak your language, but maybe your parents, as a kid, drove you around in a car. Maybe that's not a relatable memory for you, but maybe it is. Anyways, what's happening then is sometimes after a while, if you just hear them talk on the radio, you start to actually understand bits and pieces here and there. And that is also the point of just sticking with your coding habit. Like even if you're maybe just you're too brain fogged out from your regular job, you're too hazy to consciously understand the code. Just by subconsciously dealing with it, you will develop some understanding. And that's the understanding that you need anyways in the long term. Like in the long term, it has to be like you were talking your native tongue, where you're not really thinking about how to say something. You're more thinking about what you want to say. And if you start out to code and if you start to learn a language in general, you still have to think about, oh, how do I even say this? Which makes it so much harder. But once the language becomes second nature to you, you think a lot more about the content, about what you actually want to say. And that is where you want to get to. And the best way to get there is to just code every day as much as you can. But sometimes you cannot help it. It's just a little bit, and that is fine. And obviously, if you have a mentor that can help you, that's always like a supercharge. It's always catapulting you to the next level. Other than that, just use courses. If you cannot get a mentor, or if you're not in a company that does mentorship or whatever, just learn on your own. It's also a way. It's a little bit slower, but it works out too. So I hope you learned something. If you've struggled with shadowing, if you struggle with promises, you're not alone. It's completely fine. We're here for you. We're streaming every day, and we're still having not too many viewers, so we're gonna answer every single question that you guys put into the chat. That being said, thank you so much for watching. This has been the Code Call, 100 Days of Code, day 31. Leon's already gone, but yeah, bye everyone.